Okay, so I update you guys on so much about my life, except I haven't updated you on what I'm doing with my makeup now. I'm dressing a little bit more edgier. I start wearing more black band t-shirts, things like that. But of course, I don't wear a black smoky eye every day. That's a little much. So this right here is the look that I do for sort of an everyday situation, you know, like going out with friends, or I don't know, if I want to look cute at the grocery store or whatnot. I'm doing this look. I'm going to show you how to do this right now. Now, I'm not really a primer person. I just don't find it necessary to use on a daily basis. But if I am going to use a primer like I am today, I really do love the Touche Eclat by YSL. The Blur primer is pretty fantastic, and I do like it. Gosh, there are so many in the market. Which other ones do I like right now? I mean, just because I don't mention something doesn't mean I don't like it. But I've used the Rodial primer, which is great. I think it's called Instaglam. I hate the name, but it actually works. There are some mattifying creams that I will use every now and then to get a good primer action going, but for the most part, the Blur primer is my favorite. So I have primed my eyes with a bit of the NYX eye primer. This is the skin tone primer that they have. Ta-da! And I don't have the container because I have it all depotted in a view set. I have to say that it is a little bit weird doing a makeup tutorial on YouTube. It's been so long since I've done it, and I almost feel old. I think about when I first started doing makeup tutorials back in 2005. Was that my first tutorial? 2006? I don't remember. It was a different channel back then, really. And when I first started doing this, I just felt, I don't know, now I just feel like, am I too old to be doing this? It's so crazy. It's like I grew up on YouTube. It's so weird. But anywho, I'm actually using MAC eyeshadows today. Stop it. I know, right? So this color here is called Vanilla. I'm just taking a little throwback because it's been forever and these shadows are just sitting here. So you may as well use what you got instead of going out to buy the latest and greatest. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to try a bunch of new products, but I'm really stopping myself from purchasing all this excess makeup, especially when I have colors that are very much similar to what's coming out at home. So the next color I'm gonna dip into, this is a bisque. I swear, I don't remember any eyeshadow anymore. I used to be so familiar with so many MAC shades, and now if you were to ask me, you know, like what shade is, you know, blah, 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 I would have been like, I don't know. I feel like MAC has changed so many of their colors anyway. I don't even know if the colors that I use are still in production. Like, that's how long it's been. I've been messing around with Cozzette eyeshadows, and honestly, I'm extremely happy. If you haven't tried Cozzette, I highly recommend you guys to Google and grab some of those eyeshadows because they're so amazing. I love them so much. Okay, so a little bit of bisque on the eyelids, like so. Flat brush. Could be any kind of flat brush, very similar to this. This is, oh, it's all faded out, and I don't remember the name of it anymore. It's the MAC 2. Nope, couldn't do it. I know, fail, right? Where's the other one? This is like the 242, is it not the little one? 242, so the big one is the 252? Sure, we'll go with that. Just pick a brush that looks flat to just pack on color. I usually just kind of do a swiping on motion. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Quarry onto a fluffy brush and apply that to the outer corner. Quarry is just the next shade deeper than the two colors that I have been using. A little erring on like the mauve-y taupey side. Here, I'll show you what that looks like. Quarry. Still looks really light, but oh, I'm sorry, it's Malt. My bad. Malt. See, I don't remember the names anymore. Quarry's right next to it, is it not? Please tell me you were Quarry. Yes, this is Quarry, which I will be dipping into next. I like to go in layers. It helps the shadows transition nicer. So here's Quarry. There's really nothing to the position of these eyeshadows. It's a very traditional look, so you're not gonna be mind boggled. At least I don't think so. So this is the Smith brush 235, and I like to use this when I'm just sort of poofing my eyeshadows everywhere. I've been really into muted tones lately. I've been messing around with colorful eyeshadows, as you'll see on my Instagram if you follow me. But when I'm doing these colors, I'm like, oh yes, I forget how much I love this. Now I do like to mix colors together, so I'm using Concrete and Hoax. Have we discovered how we pronounce that word in the MAC community? I don't know. But these are the two colors that I'm going to be mixing together next using the Old School 239. So I just go into both eyeshadows. And let me grab the mirror myself because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. This is when I take a little bit of color up into my crease. Even when it's on a blending brush, I just bring it up and I make sure I do this part with my eye open so I see exactly where the color is going to be when I'm talking to people and carrying on with my day. As I'm getting older, my eyes are starting to droop a little bit. It's important to make sure that your eyes are open when you're doing your makeup so that you can see. Okay, you need to stop. I'm growing my bangs out, and that's always the trickiest part of bangs. Next up is Brown Down, and I'm gonna do a light layer of this before I do my eyeliner, just to get that smokiness started. I'm using an angled brush. It could literally be any kind of angled brush, you guys. But this is it looks like Urban Decay, right? Urban Decay, the E215 angled brush. I'm just sort of laying down a little bit of liner. So for the longest time, I have not been a pencil fan. It's so rare when I would dip into one, just because on me personally, they would always smear and smudge and they would always move around, and halfway through the day, I'd have black all the way down here. I found one finally that works great for me and I love it. It's the Aqua XL by Makeup Forever. I love these pencils so much. So this is my go-to. I'm going to tight line my eyes and probably bring a little bit of the black upwards because I'm going to smoke out my liner as well. So I have my little mirror right here, and if I block the camera, I apologize. But I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So you go in there and you color in your lashes. Gives them a nice little pop. Then what you're going to do immediately is take your angled brush and smudge it all together. You have to work fast with the Aqua XLs because they dry down so quick. Now that I have my eyeliner on, I'm going to take a super dark brown. This is from the Venus palette by Lime Crime, and this color is called Icon. And it's a very, very nice brown that I'm gonna go over my black liner with, but also bring up a bit of the color and bring it out to sort of emulate that smoky eyeliner. So one of the foundations that is constantly in my rotation is the Atelier Ultra Foundation. Love this, and I'm going to use this today. I also like using the YSL Touche Eclat. Oh, I love this one. This is yum, yum, yum. Different formulations, different everything. I also love the Rocky Cozzette Infinite Makeup Sticks if I wanted something softer, a little bit more emollient. And I also, I still have it. I don't know if you guys remember this from when I was doing my makeup testing at amusement parks. The LA Girl color now does fit my skin shade because I'm a bit darker, but for drugstore, it's not bad. Like, I like it. It's not like it's my absolute favorite, but it's something that, like, if I just wanted to not use my higher end products, I would definitely go into this. So the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, it's not bad. What else do I have in here? I'm looking at my drawer like, what else is in here? I also have the Urban Decay Naked Skin Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. So I do like a lot of different stuff, and I'm constantly trying new foundations. So I just had, if you guys follow me on Periscope, I've been using the Givenchy Matissime Velvet Foundation, which I do like, especially how it holds out throughout the day. At the very beginning though, I'm like, oh, this is really matte. Like, it's really, really matte. And for me, I'm not into matte, extremely matte foundations. So this threw me off a little bit, but the wear is really nice. So you have to play with stuff that works for your skin. And I'm sort of buffing this on the skin with a brush. I'm not using a blender, only because I do like using brushes still too, you know. Not everything is blender, but I switch it up just so that my makeup routine doesn't seem like it's the same thing over and over again. This shade, if you're looking for reference, is called Honey. I believe Honey is number 6 in their line, but I better not say that though, because I don't know if they've changed the numbering system. This is just Honey. This foundation is really nice, especially when it comes to covering up any sort of redness on your face. It definitely mutes it out completely. You know, I had a little face demon, zit, pimple, whatever. I had it right here, and it covers up the color quite nicely. You know, I have one here, as you can see. The coverage, I want to say it's like medium to full, because even though you can still see your skin underneath, which is something that I do look for in a foundation, I don't like to look like I look fake. It still gives you a high enough coverage to where you can, this is only one layer. And I think I'm just gonna stop here, because you don't really need so much makeup on your face, people. I'm not gonna get ranty, I promise. I'm not gonna get ranty in this video. I feel like the last time I did makeup on here, I was very ranty, and I was like, okay, no. And I feel pretty confident enough to not take the makeup down. I'm not sure what I'm gonna wear today, but honestly, the makeup is pretty nice in shade, and it transitions quite well. Like, my neck and face are pretty much fine. I'm not gonna waste product. I'm gonna put a bronzer there anyway. What difference does it make? Rock and roll. Concealers that I love: the YSL Touche Eclat High Cover Pen. Yes. So if there was one thing that I had to say that I really did enjoy and loved about IT Cosmetics, it was their highlighting pen. It was like a blend between a concealer and a highlighter, and it was so beautiful. But they discontinued it because I can't find it anywhere, so I assume they discontinued it. And I was really sad because it was so gorgeous and so perfect in every way. And every other pen, you know, YSL had a highlighting pen. It was very sheer. Dior had one. It was very sheer. Everyone had one, but it just wasn't the same. And then they came out with the high cover concealing pen, and it is like my dreams came true. So definitely going to be using this pen. It is my favorite concealing pen. Other concealers that I like to use, believe it or not, is the LA Girl concealer. I use this constantly. I actually do enjoy this concealer a lot. The LA Girl, yes, this is like $5 or something. I do like to use the Dior Skin Forever concealer. I use this with this formulation. I will use this product. I usually use the Dior Skin when I have more matte like foundations on my face. Like this would work as well, but this is just really pretty that I do like to use that. Is that all? The Makeup Forever HD concealer is also great. No, I have not tried Shape Tape. No, I have not tried Jeffree Stars. I have not tried a lot of different things that are out in the market. Sometimes you just, when it's not broke, you don't fix it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just haven't been out there to purchase more items, but if you guys let me know in the comments, maybe I will. Same brush. Just gonna go in and then blend this all out so that you do not see any line. It needs to be completely traceless for me. I don't need to see where your concealer starts and where your foundation finishes. See that? Natural. I don't like to look like, oh good Lord, I used whipping cream on my face. You know, I don't like my concealers to look white underneath my eyes. I feel like that creates a ghost effect and it's not flattering. Yeah, we do a lot of these makeup tricks so that we can look a specific way, but people take it to the extremes that it just ends up not translating well in real life. You know, I could obviously do so many of these Instagram, YouTube tricks for you guys, and I've been refusing to do so on YouTube. I think I've been pretty clear and pretty obvious since I don't do most of the stuff. I try not to do all that because I want you guys, my subscribers, to know that these looks don't translate well. I said I wasn't gonna get preachy. That's all I'm gonna say. They just don't translate well in real life, and something like this will. So when you're out in public, people aren't like, oh, I love your makeup, it's so, people will look at you and go, God, you look good today. That's what you want people to say, not, I like your makeup. It's more of like, damn, you look good. Thanks. So to add a little brightener, because I'm not against a little brightener, I'm going to use the Next to Nothing powder by MAC, and this is the shade Medium. I find that the shades in the Next to Nothing powders are a little off. Medium is not a medium. Medium is like a light plus, or a light even, dare I say. So I use the Medium as my under eye powder to brighten it up completely. I'm using this one though. It's more, for me, this is more of like a color trick. As you can see now, my face has a little bit more pinky undertones, and it's starting to blend with my décolleté area as well. So what I like to do is, see that? Now it's like seamless. I like to play with colors all the time. And if I know that my skin, for the most part, is more erring on the golden side, I'm sorry about the background noise. My apartment complex, the walls are like paper thin. If I know that my skin is a little bit erring towards the golden side, but I still have a lot of pink in my skin, what I will do is I will use a foundation that is pretty much golden undertoned, and then I'll take a pinky powder and highlight my face with said pinky powder to create those different undertones on my skin. Sometimes a neutral foundation ends up being either too yellow or too pink. So I just go with the flow and I mix it up. And here's Mason, just forcing his way onto my lap. Mace, do you want to say hi to everybody? Oh, look at your tired eyes. You're not even awake yet. Honey bun. Oh. I Are you still snoring? Are you asleep? Are you asleep? Are you sleepwalking? Are you sleepwalking? Nay, nay. Nay, nay. Snore baby. I think he was born with like passageways that were too narrow. I'm not sure what. The vet said he's fine, but yeah, he has this snoring thing that he does. It's so weird. Okay, powders that I like. Rocky Cozzette has fantastic powders. I do love them a lot. Is it YSL or Dior? I think it's Dior. There's a new foundation powder. Nope. Bobbi Brown. Oh, you guys, Bobbi Brown has a foundation powder. So because it's a foundation powder, there is coverage to it. Butter, like butter. I don't have my color yet because the makeup store that I go shop at with my discount is always sold out. But the Bobbi Brown powders are sick. The Cozzette powders are sick. The YSL loose powder is pretty nice. Laura Mercier translucent is nice. I use that very lightly. Good Lord, Mason. And another product, Hourglass. The Hourglass loose setting powder, also quite nice. But I like to just use powder with a little bit of color on my face because I don't mind the extra coverage in powder form. Bronzed by Urban Decay. I don't know if this is a limited color or what, but this is more of a golden bronzer versus the other color that they came out with, which is called Sun Kissed. This is more pinky, so you can see the difference between the two. I prefer golden bronzers for my skin tone because this stands out more like a blush. This one is more like a bronzer. So, grabbing a angled brush. This is by Cozzette. This is the number 145. And then I will do is just kind of dab it, and then I start kind of working it in. Like so. Excuse, you're in my way, Mace. I think because I'm filming, he's here, because he's normally not in my lap when I do my makeup on the daily. And now I feel like I have cat hair all over my face. Go easy on your products. You shouldn't see your bronzer. You should see yourself bronzed. See what I mean? So you don't want to oversaturate. If you're trying to get a realistic bronzed look, you should look like, oh, dang girl, but not like, oh, damn girl. Listen, I don't want to see your stripe. Please stop. So just dip and dab and then blend out that damn color. Now with my skin type, like see how that's a little harsh? Gotta blend that out. Add more color here. There you go. And now it has more of a transition. With my cheeks, on both sides even, it's right here and right here. Patches on my face that refuse to accept blush and bronzer. I don't know if maybe that's also concealer or foundation too. No? See how I try? And then I have a dark spot here, or indentation here, and right here. Well, this is a sunspot. So my blush and my bronzer always looks all 7 kinds of effed up, but I try to show you guys how it should look on the daily, even though it looks a little warped sometimes. Underneath, like I said, I was gonna put bronzer here anyway, so putting on foundation and powder, it's like, ugh, that's a lot of makeup on your neck. Underneath. So for the longest time, I have been making my eyebrows, or at least coloring in my eyebrows, a bit lighter than my hair. Let's do that again. So for the longest time, I have been coloring in my brows and leaving them that way a bit lighter than my hair. And that's because my hair is black naturally. And, you know, giving myself jet black eyebrows. But lately I have been adding in some darker shades just so that it matches my hair. And I've been enjoying it, actually. But first, I do color in with a dark taupe pencil. My two favorite eyebrow pencils are by Senna. Senna has, just hands down, best brow products. So I do like to use Sketch-A-Brow. I use dark taupe to fill in everything, and then I'll go over with black brown and then give that darkness to it. So I have my shape down, and now I'm gonna go in with dark brown to give myself that extra edge, and that way the brows sort of line up with my hair a little bit better. And now time for some brow gel. Okay, so now that I have my brows done, I'm gonna go into this liner and zhuzh it up just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the same pencil that I was using before and then do a very smaller, like a smaller liner brush, get in there with the liner brush, and then just accentuate what I've got going on. There you go. I'm gonna take it up and out a little bit and then go back over with the brown eyeshadow so that it sort of makes the liner look a little bit more fierce. Could take that same angled brush. Actually, as I was using it for the video, I wasn't a big fan of how stiff it was. So I'm moving to a Smith brush. This is a 302. And I'm gonna go back into the same Icon brown eyeshadow and then get up in there and just fluff it up. So now I have a little bit more of a dramatic liner. There we go. See the difference between the two just by adding a little bit of black. Going back to this brush, taking whatever's left on it and starting the bottom color. Now I'm gonna take the black and line all the way to where my iris starts. Then, same thing as the top, go in with the Icon brown. Oops, don't poke your eye out. And then I smudge the rest out. You can take the black and go on the inside waterline to make it a little bit more edgy. I personally don't like to do that. I like my eyes to look bigger. And by doing a black on the waterline, it makes them look smaller. More badass, but I prefer doing the opposite. I do a light creamy color on the inside of my eye, but that'll come later. Mascara time. Go ahead and curl those lashes. There are a couple mascaras that are usually in my rotation. It's the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, which is what I'm gonna use today because it's a little bit more intense. And I like to use the Senna Voluptu-Lash because it's a very beautiful mascara. Your lashes get lengthened, they get separated. It's a really, really pretty mascara. It's a formula that I love. This one gives you the dramatic, thick lash. It takes practice using this, and you have to definitely wipe off the brush, but I do enjoy using the formula. One I think that I like is the Il Makiage. This is the Icon mascara. Still messing around with it, but I noticed that later on in the day, like, I see the length of my lashes. I'm like, oh, okay, I see you. Another one that I'm still currently testing out and trying is the Bigger, Blacker, Badder Perversion by Urban Decay. I'm still trying that out as well. So these two mascaras, I'm still in that cycle of, do I really like you? But because I am going somewhere today, I'm gonna go with good old trusty, which is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. And this is what I mean. Well, this isn't so bad because this tube is nearly done, but there's typically so much on this, oh, there still is, on this brush that you can't even see the bristles. Like, no, who needs to apply their mascara like this? Yikes. So I usually wipe it off and then I apply with what's left on the brush because usually it's enough. Lashes are a go, and I'm gonna throw on a little bit of blush. I'm gonna do an old school product for you guys. This is the MAC Barbie blush. I don't have a good plum-like blush outside of this one. I thought I did, like Plum Foolery by MAC. I don't. So we're gonna go ahead and use this bad boy. I'm using a big old fluffy brush to do this because I've lately lightened my blush load on my face. I now do just a hint of color. I don't know if it's the summer or what, but now all I do is this light hint of, I'm literally repeating the words I just said, color on my face with a big fluffy brush just to let it go everywhere, just very softly and smoothly. Even though this is really, really beautiful, I feel like it just needs that little bit extra oomph. So I'm going to take the, this is the Studio Waterweight foundation, powder, and I'm going to take more of the golden side of it just to sort of set the rest of my face, because I feel like that will also help me look for that final you know, and it already is doing it for me. You see, they're just, it's small little things that a makeup artist would see and that's me. There we go. Just that I see what you did there. So 239. This time I'm going to take what looks like, what are you, brown down, the same with the eyeliner. Do I though? Nope. Yep, I'll take brown down and concrete. So we're gonna mix colors right now. We're gonna do this concrete and brown down together just to fill in. Yeah, concrete. Okay, I like that. We're not trying to get it to blend too much with the eyeliner, but I definitely do want to accentuate the crease, like so. There we go. You see, like just that. It's so minuscule. It's so like not even nothing. But for me, here is Boldly Bare. All right, a little Boldly Bare is on the lip, but it's like turning a little bit more bright than I remember it. So I'm taking Strip Down, which is my go-to, and giving a little contour to the lip. Then all you do is add a little bit of lip conditioner. And in my case, Aquaphor. Here's the deal. This pencil I think is from France. This is called Wycon. For those of you in France, send me some. This color is called Butter. It's number 2. Or Wycon, can you send me some, please? I used to recommend Pale Yellow by MAC. It was my favorite shade in the world. It was basically this color. They stopped making it. The only thing that I can recommend right now is the NYX Faux White in Vanilla. I don't have it, but it is the closest you're gonna get to a creamy color eyeliner. So annoying. Anyway, so what I like to do is line the inside of my waterline, because when you use a cream color, like a pale yellow or a vanilla, it blends in with your eyes a bit better than just white, and then makes your eyes look bigger. And that is what I like to do. Do a touch of mascara underneath. I don't normally put mascara on, but Now, normally you would be done at this point, but what is a look without a little bit of lash, hey? So I have here some lashes that are nearly ready to go, and I'm gonna apply them using a tool today. Who am I, right? I want that to fit right in. I don't want to be messing around with my finger, so I'm just gonna go in, start with the outer edge first. Hold that in place for a second. There we go. Oh, that went pretty smoothly. I normally don't use tools to apply my lashes. I use my fingers just because I feel like I get better control sometimes. But then when I use my fingers, glue gets everywhere because I press really hard. And now it's back into this again. Angled brush. And are we done? No! Your liner is not straight black. It has a little bit of brown in it. So we're gonna go back into the brown eyeshadow. And then we're gonna finish off this liner. Use your finger if you want to soften it up. Remember, you wanna keep that sort of soft glam situation going on. And that's it. Oh, is that all? But yeah, this is the updated look for when I'm going out and I'm, doing something and I want to just be my edgy self. This is what I generally look like. Colors do change here every now and then, but for the most part, you're gonna get the blacks. You're gonna get more of the cool tone colors, sort of the soft washes of eyeshadow, really more focused on the liner, and that's kind of where you want to take it when it comes to being a little bit more rock and roll. Again, if you use black on the inside of your eye, it's gonna look even more creepy and edgy. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you liked this video, if you learned a little something, click on my coffee link that is posted below to send me some coffee. I really do love caffeine and I appreciate it. It's kind of like my tip for giving you tips here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe, share me with your friends, and follow me on Instagram, which is @LanaReese. See you later.